Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is, you know how they were toying around with the idea of blocking the sun? Well, guess what? There's a supercomputer that's helping climate scientists determine whether injecting human-made sun-blocking aerosols into the stratosphere that will not only block the sun, but also alter thunderstorms and rainfall. So there's this supercomputer, like I said, for climate research. It's going to help scientists study the effects of solar geoengineering, which is a controversial idea, for cooling the planet by redirecting the sun's rays. So I don't know if it's actually, I don't think they can actually block the sun per se. They just want to redirect the rays. How? I have no clue. So the machine, which is named Derecho, D-E-R-E-C-H-O, began operating this month at the National Center for Atmospheric Research. And it's going to allow scientists to run more detailed weather models for research on solar geoengineering. And because Derecho is 3.5 times faster than the previous NCAR supercomputer, the team can now run more detailed models to show how regional changes to rainfall can be used by the release of aerosols, adding to scientists' understanding of the risk from solar geoengineering. The machine will also be used to study other issues related to climate change. So, to understand specific impacts on thunderstorms, the scientists said, we require the use of very high resolution models that can be run for many, many years. The faster supercomputer will enable more simulations at longer time frames at a higher resolution than we can currently support. Now, this announcement from the NCAR comes from this administration that released a report that offered measured support for researching solar geoengineering as a way to slow the rise of global temperatures. And NCAR is funded largely through the National Science Foundation, which is an independent agency for the federal government. The White House report follows an open letter by more than 60 leading scientists calling for more research into what is often called solar radiation modification. This is one method of altering Earth's natural systems to fight climate change. And European Union policymakers also issued a statement last week calling for an international assessment of the risks related to geoengineering. They said these technologies introduce new risks to people and ecosystems, while they could also increase power imbalances between nations, spark conflicts, and raises a myriad of ethical, legal, governance, and political issues. That was said by the EU. Now, critics of geoengineering may use saying that using aerosols like hairsprays, deodorants, even cleaning supplies that come in aerosol, and other substances to reflect sunlight away from the earth could lead to unknown disruptive weather pattern. Okay, so now I'm not saying that they're going to be spraying a whole bunch of hairspray into the atmosphere. That's not what I'm saying. But remember, was it back in the 80s or the early 90s when they tried to stop everyone from using aerosol sprays because it was causing a hole in the ozone layer. Remember that? Okay. So when they do this, it reflects the sunlight away from the earth and could lead to unknown disruptive weather patterns. So they also contend that solar geoengineering could result in a global dependency because temperatures could abruptly rise and the process is stopped. Now, this new supercomputer will allow scientists to build and run intricate models to assess the risks tied to geoengineering. And it's also said that the slight changes to atmosphere's composition could lead to large impacts, not just on rainfall patterns, but on entire ecosystems, including human communities. The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, Medicine released a report in 2021 urging scientists to study the impacts of geoengineering. And it was said that we need to be very cautious. They are not advocating in any way to move forward on any of these types of mitigating efforts. The best thing to do is to stop fossil fuel emissions as much as we can. Wow. So they are trying to block the sun, but they're trying to divert the sun rays. How? I have no idea. That's going to be impossible because you can't block the sun rays. What are you going to do? Move it to one side of the earth and then the other side of the earth and then the other? That's impossible, because moving the sun rays from one end to the other, it's going to be extremely hot on one side of the earth, and you know what I mean? It's I just don't see it happening. I really truly don't. I think it's going to be destructive, and that's just my opinion. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. All right, you stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.